welcome to another installment of Property Vlogs. So, we are at the Brook development by Davidsons Homes. We are in Leicestershire in the Midlands, and we're here to tour this house behind me. This is the Elvaston, guys. So a new house type that we've not toured before. And as you're panning around, I hope you're really taking it in. This white rendered property has so much inside, and the staging inside is much closer to reality, much closer to what most people would actually do. And we're going to offer some tips on how you can elevate this so they can look as good as a show home, as good as a fully customized, personalized home. Right, so let's get straight into it. The Elvaston is a gorgeous 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom property. It's across 2 floors, as you can see, and everything such as the pricing and also the square footage will be listed on screen. We do know that at the time of viewing it, it's on sale from £649,995,000. Right, so let's get straight into the external tour. We've got the brightly coloured render. We've got the Georgian facade that you should be accustomed to seeing now that you've probably watched a few of our Davidsons Homes' properties. You've got the metal railing on the front, the prominent facade, there's symmetry going. And then as we kind of glance across the site, you can see the red brick peeking through. That's always a signature Davidson Homes touch. And also the paving, the brick pavers. So you're not going to see a lot of tarmac across the site. Yes, there is, but also that mix kind of adds a lot more variety. Okay, let's get straight into the house, guys. It is chilly. I want us to keep warm. So fall in love with this house, fall in love with this tour. Let's start our tour of the Elvaston. Okay, guys. Right, first impressions. Okay, this is, I have to say this because I need to orientate you so that you know what's going on. This is a view home, right? It's kind of in between a view home and an empty home, empty house tour. So you're seeing more of what you're gonna get, kind of like the bare bones, but obviously flooring has been done. That's normally an upgrade. And then some rooms do have lights and decor, but it's more bare to give you a better sense of what you can actually get when you buy this house type. So what are we seeing? We're seeing the double doors on that side, a couple of doors off the hallway, and the hallway is kind of similar to the Newbuild hallway. However, it's slightly smaller in proportion. You've got that staircase that wraps around, but we've only got 2 floors. We've got a door under the stair. Let's check what's under there. So under here is kind of like our cloak/storeroom. So it's utilizing that space under the stair. And because it's not so deep, I wouldn't go too strong on requesting a light in there, but I definitely think stock covers should always have lights in. That's something you can ask the developer to do. We are going to be seeing these bulbs throughout the whole entire house. This is for you to put pendant fixtures that can be dropped down or kind of close to the ceiling. And again, it is giving the video a bit of a glow, so bear that in mind, the colors across the tour. But that's what these low energy efficient light bulbs tend to do. Anyway, so look at this. Straight away, the Elvaston features a double height gallery landing, a proper one. We've seen other house types like the Darlington, and there's another one, comment below if you know what it is, but where the void is actually much smaller. However, in this case, it is much more dramatic. And hi there. So you can see you can really make a drop down feature here opposite that window. I really love that feature. It definitely brings in light from above. And again, I didn't really go through the front door, and I always do, so I need to. We've got the peephole, the security chain, the chrome handles, and the letterbox there. It's white on the outside and it's a different color. White on the inside and a different color on the outside. It's very wide, tall. You've got that Georgian fan light above bringing light, but you also have the window above. Again, what we'll try and do is maybe we're going to try and describe how you can utilize the space. You can put a table in here if you want to, but let's go into the first room. I'm going to welcome you into this study/home office. It's a modest sized room and it's well situated. It's right off the front door. And so you could make this into anything if you wanted to. A work from home space. Again, it's a good proportion. It's got a radiator there, a large window bringing in so much light into this space. And I love the low sill level. They've put frames on there, but you can make this a window seat. And actually, let me turn around and do some pointing to show you some stuff. So We've got a rug here, and we've got a small armchair and a little kind of console there with a monitor on top. However, I think that you could actually put the whole back wall could be built-in joinery just popping out there, and then at the bottom there you can have a desk and a chair. I'm kind of visualizing it, but I hope you're following along. And of course you can play with the color and you can play with the lights to make that pop. So let's come back out into the hallway. And then the next room is through here. We've got our downstairs toilet. The flooring continues all the way across, and you can see the flooring's done in a wood grain. It is LVT, so it's not actually natural wood, but it's very, very close in terms of appearance, isn't it? It's actually luxury vinyl tile, and it goes all the way into here, which makes it perfect for going into these wet spaces because it's durable. You've got the sink, you've got the toilet and the radiator. They've gone with half height tiling all the way throughout. There is a window bringing in light into this, so it's not an internal toilet, which is going to be great for ventilation purposes. So the next room we want to show you is through here. I'm going to have to do the big reveal. Through these double doors is your formal lounge. So this is your formal lounge. As you can see, it's a great proportion. I'm going to walk all the way to the end and then wave and be like, hi, over there. Okay, it's a dual aspect room. No, scratch that. It's a triple aspect room. Why is that? We've got views of the patio at the back. Yep. View of the side garden that wraps around. And we've got a view of the front of the property. So the bay window over here, again, that complements the other window on the other side. Again, I'm loving this low sill levels, these low window sills. And again, this is a prominent feature, which I think with some beautiful curtains can really bring that to life. So in terms of like how I would furnish the space, I would do something similar to what they've got. If you just hang there, I'm going to just describe what I would do. So they've obviously got a TV that's on top of a console, but I would probably do a full wall-to-wall bespoke carpentry, and maybe I would play with the textures as well. So I would probably do wood paneling either side, and then maybe a built-out portion just where the windows stop, to really make a feature of this. And whether you like watching TV or art, it could easily work either way. And if you wanted to in the future, you can upgrade the bottom to have like one of those decorative fireplaces or a flueless fireplace. I love it. I think there's so much space to play with. You could put another sofa here if you wanted to, but I like what they've done. And of course, there's access to the garden, and we'll talk more about that in a second. But yeah, this is the access to the garden, as you can see, through these double doors that open outwards. And you've got the brick garage there, your brick garage, and then paving and then lawn. So let's go round back to the hallway, and I want to talk more about the final space on this floor, which is over here. So follow me, because now we're going to go into our open plan kitchen. There's more in that space. You've got your living area and then your dining area. Sometimes these spaces are quite long, but I like the fact that this kind of, it's not quite square, but it's not very corridor-like. I love that. So let's start with our kitchen space that we always talk about. So we've got this breakfast bar in this kitchen island, and the island is very oversized. I love that. It's a fantastic work surface, and it also allows you to interact with the rest of the people in the house. You've got opportunity to have like a decorative drop down pendant there, or you can customize that. And then you've got spotlights everywhere else. We've got a gorgeous sink over here, 1.5 bowl, and then this beautiful worktop actually becomes an upstand there. I really love this. It's absolutely stunning. It looks like, I don't want to hazard a guess, guys. Read the spec. Is it stone? Sometimes you never know, and it's very important to obviously to know the difference because it's to do with durability. Stone obviously is harder wearing. For the most part. You've got the wall mounted units all the way around. I like that. And they're done in this very warm grey, kind of almost a cream color, but not quite. There's not enough yellow in it, but it's a shaker style cabinet with these button style doors. And then internally also they're color matched. So you don't have that stark white internal framework there. I love that. And it's on soft closers. You've got the coving at the top for that added decorative feature. And then the worktop continues all the way around. You've got the sockets there with the USB sockets as a bonus. I really like that. And as we move around, we've got our 5 different the 5 different induction hobs there, and then you've got your splashback done in that same gorgeous quality worktop. The extractor fan is by Neff, and you've got the storage nooks either side, utilizing every inch of space there. Again, I really like that. Let's take a peek at the cutlery drawer. That's beautiful. Again, look how large that utensil and cutlery drawer is. Great. And then if I turn around over here, we've got storage all the way underneath. I will quickly pop back there because I need to show you the dishwasher really quickly, just so that you believe me, there is a dishwasher. And that's it over here. And it's by Bosch. Great. And it's right by the sink. Great location. Storage, 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 a double oven. And this is your fridge freezer combination unit by Bosch there, right by where you need it. And that completes the kitchen space. So looking at the rest of the room, let me talk to you about what I would do. I really like what they've done with the 6-seater table. I'd probably push it a bit further into that nook if possible. I would put curtains, like maybe full length floor to ceiling curtains all the way in from that bay window. But it's lovely to have that dual aspect to this space, you know, looking at the side and then your garden there, because this is an L-shaped footprint, this house type. So you do have multiple opportunities for that. And then this area, don't you feel like this area would benefit from having like a large rug here? And I'm not sure about that armchair. I think a TV would go really nicely on that wall. They've already popped the aerial there, but you know, this is just giving you context and then an idea of like proportions. This sofa is really comfortable, so I could potentially keep it. And I'm thinking whether to do something on this wall. So maybe some artwork, you know, all on this wall somewhat. And I think I might even go as far as this radiator cover, maybe doing, sorry, this radiator here, doing a full wall-to-wall radiator cover so it's completely masked. But yeah, definitely a rug here. And the armchair stays, but TV goes there and maybe a built-in unit. But yeah, if you come round, and we're going to do a garden tour in a second. So I'll see you in the garden. And now I'm going to show you the garden sockets. So through this timber door, come inside, outside. So we are now in the garden. We've got the doors from the main lounge. We've got the doors from the open plan area. We've got the paving here, which creates a nice little hub. You can have your barbecues here, have your garden furniture laid out. There's a tap, a security light here, usually customizable, by the way, these fixtures, and a whole lot of lawn. I like the kind of the curving around of this brick wall, and I love the prevalence of actually having so many of these brick walls here. And the timber fence wall is like a solid, sturdy timber fence, because we all know these like to fall apart, don't they, after a while. But it's nice to know that they're kind of not the cheap fences. I hate using that word, but yes, I like to see sturdy products being utilized. There's a lot of lawn here, and again, if you were to buy this house, this is what we've been talking about. You will get something like this. If you bought this exact plot, this is what you'd get. But if you bought this house type, you get the paving and the lawn. You can see from the back, the house is rendered at the top. A lot of the times you'll see different variations of materials, but in plot 50, this particular house, you've got the cobbling details around the roof line, the black gutters, the black at the bottom there, which is kind of like a traditional detail. And yeah, that is the Elvaston from the back of the house. Let's go back inside and continue the tour. And that's the garden tour, and that is pretty much the garden. So now let's go to the utility room over here. So again, excuse the light bulb, making everything a bit yellowy. There's also a mystery door behind there, just to point that out. So you have the space under there. Normally in show homes, you already see the appliances there, but these are for you to choose your appliances and put them there. The plumbing will be there, of course, and the sockets and the fuses as well. You've got a boiler and this one is a Logic Heat Squared H18. Great, everything is quiet in here. The machinery, the equipment is not loud. You've got the beautiful worktop here, and the mystery door is going to be the bonus space underneath the stair. I never frown upon bonus space wherever possible, and it goes all the way under. like totally under. It's really big actually. It goes all the way around underneath there. So that's great to have. I love that. So like maybe if you've got storage options, you can put them in there. So now let's go upstairs. Hello. Hi. Okay, so you're downstairs, I'm upstairs. There's a window in front of me. Why don't you come up to the landing and we'll continue the tour. Now, isn't this a really cool landing if you ever did see one? It is kind of U-shaped, more of a J or an L. And you can see so many different viewpoints, almost down to the kitchen. You can see almost down, well, you can definitely see the front door, and then you can see the views over the countryside through this beautifully placed window right in front of us. I love that. That's really cool. And then this pendant light there, obviously you can adjust the length of the cable, but you can hang whatever light fixture you want, how big, how small, and it just creates a dramatic entrance into the space. There's a radiator in the landing, so this is a nice cozy space because obviously it's double height. And in terms of styling this, there's so many options. I think I probably don't need to sketch this out or describe it in that much detail, but we already know this wall is begging to be a gallery wall with like a feature wallpaper or something like that. But let's start with this mystery door. So we've got a hot water cylinder in there. Yes, as you can see, the machinery, but there's additional space there if you need to put any items that are suitable for that kind of space. And then one of the rooms here is a double bedroom. As you can see, two bedside tables can fit either side, and they've not added any crazy headboards, any crazy wallpaper. So you really do have to use your imagination, but you can tell that it's very move-in ready. You know, a bed fits in here perfectly. The window faces the front of the property, got radiator, and this little nook over here that they've put an armchair is your built-in wardrobe nook. So you would put in a wardrobe fully wall to wall. You can have a double unit with like a slither here for like additional storage. You can be really creative and take it all the way up to the ceiling if you want to. I love it. Now let's come back to this room over here. So this room over here is another fabulously proportioned room. You can see a king size bed, two big bedside tables. But I'm going to pause here because I want to redesign this room altogether. I think a half height, kind of like a projected ledge, kind of all the way across like that, and then wallpaper above. I would have two pendants coming above here, remove these bedside table lamps, and everything else stays. I like the window facing your side patio, and there's more over there, but over here, if we spin round, we've got our wardrobe already placed in. So again, this particular house that we're touring is a particular plot. I think it's plot 50 and it's for sale. So if you like the fitted fixtures, like this isn't going to go anywhere. If you like this, definitely make an inquiry. Sockets there, big space for a dresser here, and ensuite, obviously, an additional ensuite. You've got your toilet, your sink on a pedestal, and your radiator really nice next to your shower. And the shower is fully tiled. You've got a spotlight above it. It's a step into it as well. And I know that we would obviously prefer to have chrome towel rails, or maybe it's just me, but this is perfect. You just put your towel there and it's right next to the shower. Get nice warm towels outside your shower. So now come with me and look how the light dances around the space. Again, lots of pendants on the landing, which make for a great feature. So this bedroom, we're going to hold on. This needs to be completely redesigned. Again, proportionally speaking, it's fantastic. This is a king size bed, but we need two bedside tables, one there, and then the back wall. Again, I do want to keep the consistent theme. It's nice to change the theme every now and then, but I think the whole house should be quite cohesive. So I would do that ledge again. I would probably do that ledge and I would still keep the headboard, and then I would do the wallpaper. I wouldn't do the two beds, the pendants hanging. I wouldn't do that, but I would have two really beautiful bedside tables. And then around the corner, if you come around the corner, this is where the wardrobe would go. From here to here, ample wardrobe space, wall to wall, floor to ceiling. Great. And obviously change the pendant lighting. Again, look at the landing. Look how cool it is. Gallery wall, gallery wall. Now, here is the family bathroom. It's a 4-piece suite. So you've got this kind of, now it's like a classic layout. You've got a shower, which is in a nice width, fully tiled, and then a nice partition. And then you've got your bathtub there that's been tiled to half height, which you could continue if you wanted to. You can be creative with it. And I just want to stop and say the bath filler, the tap is in the middle, which is always great. You can rest your head on either side and not feel like your feet are getting burnt by hot water or your head is cold or you've got taps in the way. And then you've got a handheld device for cleaning the bath. So very practical. And then you've got a window facing the side of the property and then bringing in lots of light, toilet, sink, radiator again. And the flooring is that LVT. Coming back onto the carpeted flooring, now we're going to go into the primary bedroom. It is a really good size, and we're used to seeing so many fabulously decorated homes that this might be losing its effect on us, but you've got to see how much space you've got to play with. You've got a super king bed here. Love it. Raised, nice height. We've got bedside table here. Again, you could have gone with a big chest of drawers here if you wanted to. I think in terms of like interior design, I think, yes, let's stay with the obvious. This is the focal point. So you've got so much you can do here. And, you could play around with the different textures, materials. You also have a window here. You can play around with the wall coverings and the window dressings. Again, you can go with the floor to ceiling curtains here, yeah, curtains. And then this window, just want to mention quickly, faces the other aspect of the property. And then from there, before I go in there, I want to mention 2 additional things. You've got a TV aerial here. So if you are a TV watcher, put your TV on this wall. Alternatively, you could have like a big chest of drawers there and a beautiful piece of artwork there. Now, I almost forgot to mention this. I can't believe this, but this whole wall has already been fitted with wall-to-wall wardrobes. And what I've seen before, if you want to add personality to things, because obviously these are just white, you can actually wallpaper the wardrobes. Yes, guys, either internally or externally. And this is the wardrobe. It connects all the way around. It's full height, it's tall, it's deep, and it's spacious. And they're by Albert Henry Interiors. Again, things like this, you can normally choose exactly what you want. Now, the final space that complements any primary bedroom is a primary ensuite. And I think that they've really nailed it. So again, it's waiting for the colors, it's waiting for the textures. They've gone with a neutral palette and because it's still for sale, so it has to be appealing. You've got the tiled window sill, the window bringing in light, trickle vents throughout the whole entire property, extractor fans as well. And then you've got the toilet, the sink, shaver socket, so you can put your toothbrushes there. And then you've got this modern, or shall I say contemporary? We've stopped saying modern now, contemporary glass dividing shower screen. You step into your shower and then you've got the handheld device above there, so easy to clean the shower, and the tiling is carried all the way across. You've got the radiator right next to where you need it to be, and that completes the whole tour. So did you think there was anything missing from this house? Remember, it's a realistic version of what you can expect to get. The flooring obviously has been added, things have been added here and there, but largely it's been kept realistic. So what would you do differently in terms of design or decor? Are there any tips and tricks that you particularly like that make the biggest impact? Leave it in the comments below. We really want to hear your comments on this particular video because we'll do more of them. And we can't wait to see what you have to say. So if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe and click the video that's going to pop up on the screen either here, or watch a whole playlist of Davidsons Homes' tours. All right, bye.